In a world where every moment can be shared, every face can be filtered, and every thought can be tweeted, some people choose silence. They don't post selfies. They don't announce their birthdays. They don't share their vacations or quote their heartbreaks. They scroll quietly, observe deeply, but rarely participate. And in a world that rewards visibility, their silence stands out. But here's the question: is it because they're hiding? Or do they know something the rest of us don't? Today, we're exploring the real psychology of people who stay private online, why they rarely post photos, and what that says about confidence, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. Because maybe being invisible online isn't weakness, maybe it's wisdom. Brain Part 1: The Age of Exposure. We live in what psychologists call the visibility era, a time when to exist, you must be seen. Social media transformed how we define identity. A profile isn't just an account, it's a mirror, one that constantly demands updates. Every like becomes a micro-dose of validation. Every story, a performance of your life. And slowly, visibility became the new currency. So, when someone refuses to play, when they don't post, don't share, don't perform, we notice. Their silence almost feels rebellious. But that rebellion often comes from clarity. They've realized something most people overlook: that not everything real has to be revealed. Balloon Part 2: The Hidden Confidence. At first glance, it's easy to assume that people who don't post are shy or insecure. But in many cases, it's the opposite. Psychologists suggest that people who share less online often have strong internal validation systems. They don't rely on the reactions of others to confirm their worth. They don't need applause to feel confident. They already know who they are, and they're okay if no one else does. Think about it. When you constantly share your life online, you open yourself to endless opinions, both good and bad. Every photo invites judgment, every caption invites comparison. But those who choose privacy, they've learned that peace often lives outside the spotlight. Confidence doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it simply stays silent. They are not hiding. They are protecting their peace, their focus, and their identity. Part 3: Emotional Intelligence and Boundaries. People who stay private online often display high emotional intelligence, especially in how they manage their boundaries. They understand that not every thought deserves an audience. Not every happy moment needs proof. And not every opinion needs to be shared. They've built an emotional boundary between their personal life and the digital world. A line that says, "This part is mine." This restraint comes from self-awareness, knowing that exposure can be exhausting. Studies show that oversharing on social media often leads to regret, anxiety, and even emotional burnout. But those who stay quiet, they conserve emotional energy. They observe before reacting. They protect their attention, one of the most valuable currencies in the modern world. In short, they don't post impulsively. They post intentionally, or not at all. Globe Part 4: The Pressure to Perform. Let's be honest, social media isn't just communication anymore, it's a stage. Every day, millions of people perform: smiles, vacations, success stories, perfect routines. But behind that performance is pressure. The pressure to appear successful. The pressure to seem happy. The pressure to look like you have it all together. And the moment you post, you enter the game, the cycle of checking likes, comments, engagement. It becomes a loop of validation. Those who stay private often choose to exit that loop. They've realized that attention is addictive, and peace is found in withdrawal. They don't need digital applause to measure their worth. They live for the moment itself, not the photo of it. And that's a radical act of self-awareness in a world that wants you to always perform. Part 5: Introverts, Thinkers, and Observers. Many private people online are natural introverts or deep thinkers. They find joy in observing rather than performing. While extroverts gain energy from sharing, introverts lose energy through exposure. Every post, every reply, it takes something out of them. They value depth over visibility. They prefer genuine conversation over public broadcast. To them, life doesn't need to be documented, it just needs to be experienced. So they live quietly, not because they lack stories to tell, but because they prefer to feel them, not frame them. Locked Part 6: Privacy is power. In a culture that glorifies exposure, privacy has become a form of power. When you keep parts of your life unseen, you stay unpredictable, untouchable, and free. Privacy gives you control over your image, your energy, your identity. No one can twist what they don't know. No one can compare what they can't see. The less you show, the more you protect your peace. And in many ways, that's the highest form of self-respect. Being private doesn't mean you're antisocial. It means you've learned that not everyone deserves access to you. Crescent Moon Part 7, The Reflection. So the next time you come across a profile with no posts, no pictures, no stories, no updates, pause before assuming they're hiding. Maybe they're simply living. Maybe they've discovered that a life lived quietly can still be full of joy, connection, and meaning, without the audience. Because the truth is, not everyone who's visible is confident, and not everyone who's silent is insecure. Sometimes, silence is self-mastery. A calm understanding that your value doesn't need to be uploaded. So maybe, the next time you pick up your phone to post something, ask yourself, am I sharing this for connection, or for validation? Because the people who choose silence already know the answer.